Good morning, everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. I'm just chilling out around the house on a Sunday morning, listening to a little Miles Davis and thinking, you know what, it's about time to make some Bloody Marys. I haven't made Bloody Marys since I got into this healthy lifestyle, and I think in the next few weeks I don't have the greatest tomatoes here, and I would like to find some fresh horseradish. I guess that's the name of the root, but the fresh stuff, because I used to like mine very spicy that way. So I think I'm going to go and search here pretty soon of a good little recipe for Bloody Marys. The healthy way, of course. There won't be any vodka for me. So, how to thrive on a high carb vegan lifestyle. And this is pretty much guaranteed. Now, it's guaranteed in your way. I just want to make the disclaimer before I even start talking about this that, like I share everything, number one, this is my process. Sharing my process with you. Number two, when I talk about thriving, when I talk about what I'm going to talk about, thriving means your definition of thriving. Although I think we have somewhat of the universal, and we could all probably line up 10 people and pretty much say, okay, we'd get somewhat of a similar definition. But anyhow, how to thrive on a high carb vegan lifestyle. Very simple. Watch and copy thriving high carb vegans. That seems pretty easy, doesn't it? You know, when I was younger, this didn't even have anything to do with a lifestyle change. When I was younger, anytime I tried to learn a new skill or learn something new, anything new, I thought I had a better way of doing it, and I always tried to just totally take my way of learning. And I found out in later years, like, if you listen to people that have done something, they can generally save you a lot of shortcuts. And yeah, that's just, okay, so watch and copy thriving high carb vegans. And here is my process when this is kind of just like to get me interested in the person and start watching them. The three criteria I look for are: they lean, I look at their eyes, and I look at their skin. Now, like I say, that's just for me because I like, you know, I'm trying to be more of a physical person. Maybe that's not your thing, and maybe being lean is not your thing. So I try to watch these people that are lean and look healthy and look athletic, look vigorous, and are active all the time. Because that's the kind of lifestyle that I'm interested in. So you emulate people that are, it's kind of like, there was a book, you know, years ago, the 7 Essential Tips of Highly Successful People or something like that. You want to be successful, you watch successful people. So I look for people that are lean. I look, and like I say, when I'm talking about body and body appearance, I'm talking about, for me, I respect a man or a woman. It's not so much when I say, ooh, she's got a banging body there. You know, it's not like, it's like she's a turn on, or like, you know, for a man, I'm not saying, ooh, he's swole up or he's buff. I'm just talking about a person that has that efficient, functional looking type body. You know, they can be super lean, but they look like they can move. You know, people that move, athletes, look at athletes. You can always generally, when an athlete's walking, you can tell they're an athlete just by the way they move. So, the leanness, I go for the eyes because, I mean, I just think like the people that are really doing this thing the way that I want to do it, they all have these just crystal clear eyes. I guess there's reasons you could do the lifestyle and not have clear eyes because of some sort of eye conditions or whatever, but generally that's something that I look for. And skin, because more than likely if you've been eating like this for a while and you've gotten a lot of the garbage out of your system, after a while that skin's just going to clear up. I've not done anything special to my skin. I'm trying to use more coconut oil now, but my skin's great. I mean, not that I'm going to win any beauty contest or anything, but for an old dude that's beat himself up his whole life in the sun, my skin's pretty good and it's pretty smooth. And I remember, like, there's just less breakouts on my back than there was even 10, 15, 20 years ago. My back is just really smooth. So the skin. Now, that's just not the end-all be-all. I don't, just because they do these things or because I see these things, I don't just like, fall at their feet and they become my guru and I follow everything they say. Quite the contrary. As I've also mentioned before, I like to learn from, watch, and take things from all different types of high carb vegans that are thriving. I like to watch people that I disagree with. I like to watch people that I disagree with on a few things. I like to watch people that I'm diametrically opposed to, because I've been doing, this has been my process. I can live by this quote. This is exactly how I've done my journey since I began. I think I've shared this quote before, but I'm going to share it again. It's from Bruce Lee. And he said, adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. I mean, that's brilliant for what we're doing. I know for, you know, a lot of people get caught up. They like this person on YouTube, or somebody that leads a group. They like their personality, so they kind of just like hang on to them, and that's their number one source. That's their number one means of getting information. That's, you know, they watch every video. They hang on every word, and that's okay to a certain extent. I watch people that are not necessarily, I consider them educational for me, but they have a good vibe, or so I have many reasons for watching, but I'm able to differentiate. And that's why I can watch some of these people that a lot of people I'm always hearing say are harsh, or they're opinionated, because I take what I can from each person, each style, each way of eating, each thought process. I've learned so much. I've learned a ton from the 80-10-10ers. I've learned, I mean, because, you know, that's where I first started getting my ratios together. I've learned a lot about drinking lots of water. I've taken things from the high fruit people. I've taken even some things from the starch people. Definitely taken some recipes and some ideas from the Raw to 4 people. But I've taken what, I don't waste my time, because I don't have a lot of time out there, because I'm always studying this kind of stuff. And I was just thinking the other night, and I'm making my notes, because, you know, I can't even the simplest things. I'll forget 5 simple things if I don't write them down. And I was just thinking to myself, I don't have any time for arguing, criticizing, or complaining. I don't take the time to do this no matter what is said in a video or a group. I don't feel like I have to set the world right. I don't think I need to be the defender of any sort of cause. And I'm just not going to waste my time going back and forth. I see people that can get sucked into a conversation or a thread or a back and forth between different people commenting on a video, and they'll spend what could be valuable time learning something, debating over some detail, or trying basically ego to show that I am superior, I have superior knowledge, I know more than you. When I just don't have time for that. It's like it's a little drama, and I can see how people are just like addicted to it. Even people that say, oh yeah, you're right, I won't do that, they can be pulled in. As soon as that one negative comment, they can spend all day trying to deconstruct a negative comment. Also the same thing, and these people are very well-meaning too, that try to pick apart every video, every post, every idea that's put out there. It's almost like I've joked about before, it's the lawyer mentality. They're just trying to break a hole in the case. And sometimes you're shorting yourself by doing that. I've seen brilliant videos out there. I saw one a couple of weeks ago. I won't mention their name, but the video was brilliant, and there was like a little segment that just glommed onto one thing that the person making the video said that really was kind of beside the point, but they took, instead of getting all that good knowledge, they took this one little nitpicky thing, and everybody got on this back and forth, and it lasted for like 2 days. And I'm like, to me, that's idiotic. I don't even really understand, you know, but then again, this is my process. I don't have time for the drama. I don't do this, you know, to go to a community and be one of the voices in there. There's a lot of communities I go to, and I see I see so much I disagree with, but I just don't have the time or the desire to get in there and debate it. You know, life's just too short. And I'll tell you this. I've seen this a lot. I'm lucky, better knock on wood, I don't get the nasty people or bad comments. I don't understand ever going to anybody's YouTube channel. I don't think I've ever made a negative comment. There's a possibility. Maybe I've made a snarky comment, a sarcastic. I tend to have to bite my tongue on sarcasm sometimes. But for sure, okay, you might get one comment, but I don't get the person, like you'll see faces that pop up all the time on certain people's videos, and they will go watch the video every time, make a nasty comment every time, whereas my process would just be like, okay, why am I going to waste time on this person? You know, like, just to keep going back. In other words, maximize your time, follow the people that have something to say that resonate with you. And that, like I say, that's going to be different for everybody. And your criteria might be different than mine. I need people to challenge me. I need people to put me on point. I need people to make me think. I don't need the support as much as some people do. Some people kind of need that. They don't need, I don't know. You know, we're all different. Some people need that whole, like, patting them on the head, always telling them everything's going to be good. Even though I do have to say sometimes that doesn't, there's not so much opportunity for growth there. I mean, is somebody kind of pushing you, or a lot of times, you know, even with my videos and different things I post, I try to post them just to make myself accountable, because it's kind of like once I've said them, you know. But then I got an interesting alternate idea on that not too long ago from a friend, so we'll see. Everybody's different. But what I'm saying is however you define thriving, whatever your criteria is, whatever your thing is to do, try to follow those people that you want to be like. Don't follow your heroes because they've got big numbers, or because they're good looking, or you've got some crush on this hot little raw vegan chef, or this one or that one, or whatever. Just try to find people that can help you the most. Try to find people that what they say makes sense to you, you know, the vibe makes sense to you. But watch a lot of people. I can't stress that enough. Do not cut out sources of information just because they may rub you the wrong way on some things. Now, I don't know that I've ever unsubscribed from anybody's channel, because I know how to prioritize and manage my time, and people are constantly coming and going. There's some people that I watch almost every video that comes out. And then there's the second tier. There's people that, you know, I watch them a good bit, but I don't get to every video. Then there's ones that I watch every once in a while. And then there's ones I've just found almost like I get nothing from, but I keep them on my list, because every time every once in a while, they will throw a nugget out there. So yeah, don't need to keep repeating myself over and over. Just use your time. Use this great thing we have of the internet wisely, and follow them. When you kind of watch these people, look in their eyes. That's why all these people that I'm talking about that I like to watch and I try to emulate, they resonate. I don't just like blah blah, look around, laugh. I watch people's eyes. I can read people very well, and I become very quickly. Now I don't jump in. Maybe I have trust issues. I don't follow or believe anybody hook, line, and sinker. I still have to see it, and that's why I go back to the quote: adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. I've done that just to a T, you know. I can take these people that, so what if they're harsh? So what if they say nasty words? We're adults, really? I mean, I try to limit mine, because I used to live in swearing. I could say the F word eight times in a sentence. Every other word was the F word. I try not to do it so much, just because it kind of makes you look a little bit uneducated. Sometimes it actually is fairly effective. It is good for effect, well placed, but when it's used over and over, it just kind of sounds like you got no vocabulary. But still, don't, you know, we're adults. The F-bomb ain't gonna kill you. If you're young minors, okay, disregard that. But, you know, watch as many people as you can. Listen to the knowledge. Don't close your mind to anything. You're smart enough to be able to discern between good and bad information. You're good, and you know what? Watch everything and take what you need out of it. And forget about the drama, forget about what the person's wearing, what they look like. And sometimes it might even be better, you know, a lot of times when I'm laying in the sun, I put my headphones on. I'm not even looking at the video, I'm just listening. Sometimes that can be better for you. Just to take the visual away from it. But if you will, you know, don't try to reinvent the wheel, like I said at the beginning of this. There's a lot of people out there that have made their mistakes, and you can skip through a lot of those mistakes if you'll just learn who to listen to and how to listen. I hope you guys found this one helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have a great coming week. I love you guys, and thank you very much for joining me again. Peace.